Welcome everybody. I want to say a big thank you to a viewer of this channel who asked me to put this video together. This is the first video that I've done for a viewer's request. So thank you, Gaurav, for taking the risk to ask me specifically about margin of safety and financial leverage, and let me know if this is what you were looking for. Any and all ideas for videos are welcome from any viewer. Any topics you want covered, just let me know. Knowing your margin of safety is helpful to know just how much your sales can slip before you start losing profits. For instance, have you ever noticed in an economic downturn, there are some companies that are much more vulnerable to a slump in consumer buying? For example, in the financial downturn around 2009, you most likely saw several restaurants going out of business. This is often a reflection of the fact that there are a combination of factors that go into this. Margin of safety can be a factor. Contribution margins can be low, or fixed costs can be so high, and other factors can go into this phenomenon. Thus, if you are worried about an economic downturn in your business, it would be important to know this metric. In order to calculate this margin of safety metric, you will need to know your break-even in units or sales dollars. Be sure to see the video on this channel called How to Analyze Break-Even Point, Target Profit, and Degree of Operating Leverage to see how break-even is calculated. Then you need to know the budgeted or the actual sales units or dollars. The margin of safety is then calculated using the budgeted or actual sales units or dollars minus the break-even units or dollars. Then you can calculate the percentage by using the budgeted or actual sales units or dollars minus the break-even units or dollars divided by budgeted or actual sales units or dollars. So we'll go through an example here with numbers. So suppose you have a company that has a break-even in units of 1,500 units. You are anticipating selling 2,400 units. So what is the margin of safety? The margin of safety is 900 units. That's how many units that you could lose without actually losing profit. So the 2,400 that you anticipate selling minus the 1,500 break-even units is what gives you the 900 units. In order to calculate a percentage, you take the 2,400 minus 1,500 and divide by the 2,400, and that gives you a 37.5% margin of safety. So let's talk just a little bit about what financial leverage means and what this concept of leverage is doing for you. So a margin of safety is just one of the ways that you can look at leverage in a company. Break-even and margin of safety are examining just how much of your business is based on fixed costs. Fixed costs are a hurdle that you have to overcome as far as money that you'll have to spend. Fixed costs are those costs that you spend regardless of how much you sell. So covering those fixed costs is a big deal. Another view of leverage is debt. For example, someone who invests in real estate can be highly leveraged because it can take quite a bit of debt to invest in properties. So if I do a down payment of $100,000 on a property, but I'm still carrying a $400,000 mortgage, that is a highly leveraged situation. It's also risky. So you're thinking high leverage equals high risk. So unless you have a lot of cash going into real estate investing, you could be at great risk in the real estate market. In addition, one of the reasons a company needs a chief financial officer is to make sure that the company does not always use debt to build the business. A company should be generating cash flow in its operations so that the company can invest in itself without using as much debt. I hope this helps, and please, if you have questions, please leave them for me below. I'll be happy to get back to you on any question that you have. And again, please feel free to suggest topics that you would like to see covered. Thank you so much.